I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey there, Brian Saunders here, and I hope you're doing well in quarantine. Welcome back to another edition of Quarantine with the Stars, where I'm catching up with your favorite celebs and seeing how they're staying safe and sane in quarantine. Today, I am joined by a multi-talented singer and songwriter who's ready to take the country world by storm, Lynn Madera. Jessie, how are you? Thank you so much for being here.
I'm great, thank you. How are you doing over there?
Doing well. I'm super excited to talk to you about all this exciting stuff. We're going to be talking about your new album, which drops today, which I can't wait to get into. Everybody stay tuned because Jessie's also going to give us a sneak peek, give us a performance from her album, which I cannot wait to hear and see. So let's get right into it.
Cool.
Perfect. All right. So let's start with you. I want to check in with you. We're all stuck at home. We're in these four walls. I'm sure quarantine has been getting to you as much as it's been getting to me. So what are you doing to keep busy and stay sane?
So, we had quite a scare with my husband's health in December. So this time together has actually, it's such a weird, it's kind of a schizo time, like I'm enjoying having this time with my family, and we're like running around in the yard and playing badminton, and we're cooking like crazy people. Like I've got the oven set on 500 right now. As soon as I'm done with y'all, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make some pizzas.
Yay. Sounds great. I'm hungry.
Yeah. I'm always hungry. Like that's
Same.
kind of.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a blessing in disguise for sure. It's, it gives us this time to really reconnect and be with family, be with those we love, and really take a introspective look into ourselves. So
Absolutely. It's a time to reset for
mhm,
sure.
definitely. You mentioned Hemky. I had him on the show. How is he doing? I'm sure it's been such a great time to talk to him. How is he doing? How is the time having this quality time with him and the kids?
Hemky's gret. We're having a good time. We actually, badminton, right?
Yes,
Like it's
I like to
yeah.
say that I love it
So
with little thingies.
I've I've got like we kind of new serves. Like
Yes.
yeah.
Very fun. I love that. All right. And what
So
have you
he's having
seen?
fun.
Definitely. I love that. I definitely want to see some videos of that.
Sure.
Also, I'm sure you've seen lots of artists and entertainers performing on social media, going live on Instagram. So isn't it amazing that in today's digital age, we can still connect through these kind of technologies like we're doing now?
I've been thinking a lot about that. I mean, what would this have looked like 20, well, 30 years ago? What would this have looked
Hmm.
like? You know, I mean, we just had a birthday party for one of my friends over Zoom the other
Yes.
night, and it is like, there's definitely some adjustment because you're like, wait, who's talking? And then I learned
Yeah.
that you follow the box.
Yes.
It's
Speaker
like a
view.
game. Yeah. Yep.
Very fun.
I know it's pretty neat, and we have access to performances that we wouldn't normally have access to, which is
Absolutely.
really really cool. Like the Andrew Lloyd Webber. I don't know if you
Hmm.
guys have been watching. We just watched Phantom of the Opera. I introduced
Love.
my boys. They got a little scared, so I ended up having to finish it. Just Hemke and I finished it alone, but I just think it's so cool. And then he's doing another one. There's going to be the follow up to Phantom
Mm.
that I never saw. I guess it's called Love Never Dies, and
Oh,
that's going to
interesting.
show tonight. And they're available for 48 hours. I'm here to promote Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah. I
What
love
were we
it.
talking about again?
Yeah. That's so fun. Well, let's talk about you. Let's promote you. So let's get into Fortunes. It drops today. I am so honored that you're here with me to talk all about it. Everybody go out and stream it. I'm sure you're gonna love it. I had to listen to it last night. So, so great. Such a great storytelling. That country aspect of it is so amazing. Let's talk about it. So what inspired you to make this album? What's some of your favorite songs? Just tell me all about it.
So Fortunes is kind of it. I'm actually, reminds me of those weighted blankets. You know those
Oh yeah.
Bearaby blankets that you see
Yes.
advertised? There's hardly a digital sound on this album. There are a
Hmm.
couple, but overall, like all of the drums, all of the orchestral drums are real, nothing
Oh
sampled.
wow.
All of the strings rounded by everything around. A couple years to find the right players, the right mixing engineer. I had the album mixed 4 times.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, ended up strings and drums and background vocals. Or if you wish you were
Seriously.
quarantining alone.
You work with Joel Taylor and John Hawk. So what was it like working with them? And you have any fun stories from being in the studio?
You know what? Those two, so this started out as a duet album.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, but it's really like it's a challenge. My original idea was to hear a voice that I loved, a male voice that I loved, and write a song for that voice to sing. And the writing of the song is fun, and then it's really super fun if like the guy shows up and knows the song and like asks questions and is involved. And but then it's not so fun if like the person shows up and they don't know what's going on,
Mm,
and like then it kind of turns into like, it feels like time just, you're working with different people's work ethics and
sure.
like so I ended up just taking these two songs, and these two guys, they just like showed up 100% body and soul to do what they do. And John Hawkes, he's the one who's singing on You with the Sullen Eyes. I mean, he's an incredible actor.
Yes.
I mean, his body of work is really, really spectacular. He's one of those like special artists. He showed up, and he treated the song like a script. He got his pencil out and he asked questions and he was underlining things and he was making it personal to him. And I really
Yes.
feel like his delivery reflects the investment that he put into the song.
Yes.
And Joel Taylor, he came at it from a very similar way, perspective, or similar direction. He's an incredible singer and songwriter in his own right. He put out a song a few years ago or a year ago. I don't know. Time is crazy.
Right. Same here. I'm like,
I don't know I don't know where I'm
what
at.
day is it?
But he's got a great song out called From a Moment's Notice that came out a couple years ago. But anyway, just two fantastically, phenomenally talented gentlemen, and it was a pleasure to work with both of them, really.
I'm sure. Well, all of that chemistry and just the way you mentioned that, it really came through in the songs. Because listening to both of them, I felt that. I felt like you were both so present in the music and everything, which I
Yeah.
absolutely loved. It really, really transcended the music. So I am so excited to like really just sit down and listen to everything in full and really kind of see what you said, like encapsulate and snuggle. So
Yeah, I think there are only 7 songs, so it's kind of a short album. Um, but I was talking with my brother earlier today, and I think it's the right length, because
yes,
it really is meant to be listened to all at once,
yes.
which is not the norm these days, but this is how we used to listen to things.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that, I know people are going to go and they're going to like dissect, or maybe they'll buy one song at a time. And I didn't want to be a jerk and be like album only, but yeah, I really hope, especially, we have the time. A lot of us have the time, if we're lucky,
Yes.
us lucky folk who have the luxury of being able to quarantine. We can lay on the floor and we can do that thing, that 70s
Mhm.
thing, and
Yes.
zone. We can vibe out, man.
Well, Jesse, I want to do that right now. I'm so excited
Cool.
to
Yes.
hear your performance. Before we get into that, just tell everyone where they can find you on social media, and I can't wait to hear it.
So my favorite social media place is Instagram. I post too much on Instagram probably, but that's where you can find me. It's Jessie Lynn Madera, JesselyLynnMadera. That's the place.
Amazing. Well, everybody, here with the performance of Fortunes from her album Fortunes. so excited to hear this. It's going to be absolutely amazing. This is just Lynn Madera with Fortunes.
You're the best. Thank you. All right. Well, honey, they tore down the place where we first kissed, boarded up the lookout where you said this can't be it. Darling, then I cry when I try to find it. Oh, I would hate to see you go. All these years, they go by before we know they were even here. There are no answers, just fortunes to unfold. There are no answers, just stories to be told. And I just knew that I'd be further on by now. But nothing's really changed at all, and I still can't run your mouth. That black dog that's chasing me uphill with my dreams inside his mouth. Oh, but I would hate to see you go. All these years, they go by before we know they were even here. There are no answers, just fortunes to unfold. There are no answers, just stories to be told. Sun of blue is fading from your eyes. Big two oceans just like my but it's a beautiful life. May every ending be the door to a better ride. Oh, but I would hate to see you go. All these years, they go by before we know they were even here. There are no answers, just fortunes. There are no answers, just stories to be told. There are no answers, just fortunes. There are no answers.
Wow. Oh my, Jesse, that was such an absolute treat. Thank you so, so much. I literally have chills just watching you do it live. Just so incredible. Thank you so much. I have to really sit down and listen to this album and really appreciate it because what you just did was so amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's really, I'm having a great time talking and love to be here.
Yes.
You know?
It's been amazing as well with you. Just, you were such a treat and the performance was great. It was such a great time talking to you. Before we go, Jesse, anything else you want to shout out?
I mean, this, it's, I'm proud of this album. Go and let it keep you company. Let it give you a hug. And you can find it, I think it's everywhere. I mean, it's supposed to be, you know, I distributed it through DistroKid. So it's like, it pops up here, it pops up there. But I know it's on iTunes. I know it's on Apple and Google Play and Spotify and,
Yes.
you know, so
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody go listen to Fortune, stream it, download it. You can find it, like Jesse said, on all streaming platforms. It's an absolute treat. You're going to love it. You can find, again, Jesse at Lynn Madera on Instagram. And I'm Brian Santos. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at The Brian Santos. This has been Quarantine with the Stars with Lynn Madera. Again, it was such a pleasure having you. You were so, so sweet. Can't wait to see and hear more of you when this is all over. Thank you again,
Thanks,
Jesse. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.